You'll find me. You always do.
All right, we are recording. Hey everybody, my name is Joe. Welcome to the second episode of Create Together. We're telling stories about people all over the world coping with this strange time of pandemic and isolation by staying creative and doing it together with other people, collaborating online on all kinds of creative projects. So if you're looking for something creative to do together with people all over the world or together with your kids at home, come check out Hit Record, find a project that inspires you, and jump in. In a second, I'm gonna show you a project called Class of 2020, which was started by this music teacher for his students. God bless teachers everywhere. But first, watch this.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Sweet beats.
Hey, what's up? I'm Stormville and I'm playing with mugs.
So that beat with the coffee mugs, I wanna get a whole bunch of people to play along with that beat and put it together for a later episode. So come be a part of that project. It feels good to make some music, even if you don't have musical instruments, just bang on some stuff around the house. Now the inspiration for all this banging actually started with a video called Quarantine Beats by a guy named Ben Perez. Remember a second ago I mentioned a music teacher? So Ben is that music teacher, and the first time I saw him was in this video where he's banging on pots and pans and stuff. Then I watched another video of his where he was just talking about his life right now, staying at home and staying creative.
Hey everyone, my name is Ben. I live in El Paso, Texas, where I'm a full-time music teacher. My days are usually hectic. When we were out and able to work, I was probably there anywhere from 6 to 7 in the morning, and we have a very competitive program. And I've had a chance to slow down, obviously, with having to stay home during these times. We got told we're not even allowed on campus. And ever since this stay at home has been enforced, I've seen myself being able to play a lot more, being a lot more creative with my music editing and my video editing. It's kind of made me, I think, remember why I went into this field. I'm gonna be honest, when I went into music, I did it because I loved it. And when you work at a very competitive school, sometimes you forget that.
I really related to what he was saying, so I wanted to talk to him, and I thought maybe we could turn his Quarantine Beats video into some kind of larger project. But then once we actually got to talking, the conversation went in this whole other direction, and it ended up in a place that was a lot more meaningful. So this story about Ben and his project, we're gonna tell it in 3 parts. This episode, part 1, is about how the project came to be. Part 2 is gonna be about the world joining in. And in part 3, we'll unveil what we all made together. And by the way, the project isn't done yet. Ben is still looking for collaborators right now. So if you find this story even half as inspiring as I do, I hope you come jump in. And with that, here is part 1 of the Class of 2020. Hey man, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good, man. Everybody doing okay, and your family and everything?
Everyone's doing well. I live here at home with my parents, so I'm taking care of them. They're a little bit on the older side, so it's good we're all working from here.
Good, I'm glad. But you're staying home because you're a teacher, right?
Yes, exactly. So I stay here, and then I just teach online. I teach percussion. So marching band, concert percussion. I started teaching 4 years ago at this school, and it was my first time teaching, and I had a huge connection with these kids. And
You taught them when they were first years, and now they're seniors?
yeah, in Texas, we have Title schools, and ours is Title I, meaning lower income, lower poverty, all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I do my best because we're lucky if some of our kids graduate and go to college. I wrote a letter to my seniors because we were going to go to Ohio to compete at this competition. And I was like excited to take them. And we get a call saying that school's completely done now. And they don't know what's going on with graduation. And that hurt me because I was so excited to just watch them cross the stage and be there like, congratulations, you did it. Go follow your dreams. Go do this.
You have a letter? You wrote a letter to your students about this?
It's like almost a poem kind of rhyming in there every now and then. I put a little melody on a little electric piano, and then I already mic'd up, like I already said the poem and everything. So I was actually working on that right now. And
I want to hear it.
yeah.
You want to play it for me?
Yeah.
Is it still a work in progress? You don't have to do it if it's not ready yet.
I mean, it's pretty close. Like
Yeah, can I hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
There we go. Nobody could have known this was coming. Nobody knew where the world was headed. And I never thought reading Stay at Home in the headlines would have been something I dreaded. But when I look at what's become and what's to become, well, all the bad thoughts start rolling because there's just too many, and naturally, I feel bad for the class of 2020. No, I'm not gonna bust out with a rap. Just think of this as another one of my boring lectures and not a beat. Please let me be the first to say that I'm so sorry for the way this turned around and had to go. But let me also remind you to never forget everything that happened before all of this. The memories, the friends, the laughs, those are all things you should never want to dismiss. And it's because of all those things that I tell you thank you. Thank you for the joy, thank you for the lessons, because yeah, let's be honest, you guided me too. So when this is all finally over and you walk out those doors, just remember you're in the real world now, and it's all starring you. So let me tell you one more time. Raise your standards. Pain is just a mindset, and I'll always love you plenty. Here's to you, class of 2020.
It's beautiful, and they're lucky. They're lucky to have you as a teacher.
Thank you.
I really, really love that, man. We have to make something. We should make a song with a music video that's about the class of 2020. I love like the way you ended it. Here's to the class of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say we could start something out of those quarantine beats that you uploaded. Like if we could make something more out of that. But like I know that so many people would feel the way I just felt listening to what you're saying. And there's probably also a lot of other kids who are the class of 2020 who are feeling the same way that your students are feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to also make it out for like the teachers, send this letter out to the kids.
Yeah. Oh, that would be really cool, dude. We could get other teachers to like join in on that and give their own kind of personalized version of this message to their students.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to like start a project and do it?
Absolutely. I'd love to.
We could have a writing step in the project to have teachers write their own letter.
You put your own letter and we mix ours together.
Hello, my name is Asha Whittle, and I am a middle school art teacher. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I wrote a letter to the class of 2020.
Should we also have a writing step for students if they want to write what they're feeling about being the class of 2020 and all that entails?
Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Melanie, and I am actually the class of 2020.
And then a step for musicians, I think, to play along with what you started. There's a lot of room to add anything.
We get singers involved for this backtrack.
That's gonna make a great music video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi everyone, I'm Becca Wang from Austin, Texas. I was thinking about my first year teaching at this elementary school. I actually taught first grade. And it turns out that those students are now high school seniors. I know a lot of them are really going through a hard time right now with parents who may have lost their jobs. Some aren't able to pay rent or struggling to get groceries. And I really wish that I could be there to support them. But unfortunately, I can't. I have to stay home. And so I wrote them a letter, hopefully just to bring a little bit of comfort. To the class of 2020, I knew you when you were 6. You were in my first grade class, and it was my first year of teaching. I remember every name, every face, every special nickname, and every secret handshake. It's not just prom and graduation that make the high school experience. It's everything from start to finish, including all the small things in between. You are so near and dear to my heart, and I will always be your biggest cheerleader. Love, Miss Wang, your first grade teacher from Austin, Texas.
Hello, I am a member of the class of 2020. I'm a UK university student, and I've decided to stay at university because my dad is high risk. Unfortunately, just under a month ago, my grandma passed. None of us have been able to go to the funeral because of COVID. And I've got to find some ways to support my family from a distance, and that is tough because I want to be there. There's something so powerful about a hug, which I'm sure you're all so incredibly aware of right now. University has accelerated my development, my growth as a person, as a citizen of the world, and COVID-19, it's done the same thing. It's such a rare moment in human history, let alone your own history. And you are, just as I am, going to be such a different person by the time you get out of this, and that's really cool, that's really exciting. For better or for worse, the world is going to be different, and I think this generation, this class of 2020, we are the generation of change, and I've believed it before, but now, with all this stuff, with all these connections in such a separated time, I believe that more than ever, and it is so exciting. Nothing will stop us getting that more empathetic, more supportive world that we all deserve. So hats off to you, class of 2020. Thank you for everything, and good luck with everything. Peace.
I love hearing what everybody has to say about this, the teachers, the students, the parents, really everybody. But Ben's idea was to make something bigger than just words. So in part 2, we'll see how those words get set to music. And in part 3, a lot more people are going to jump in to make a grand scale, from home, music video. And by the way, the music video is not done yet. So come check out the Class of 2020 project on Hit Record, get in on it, and we'll continue this story in a later episode. Thanks to YouTube Originals. Subscribe to our channel to catch the next episode. Until then, stay safe, stay positive, and stay creative. I'll see you next time. Thanks again.
Again, by heart.